case number LT 233511. This is HP Foreclosure Solutions LLC versus All Occupants.
Good afternoon, Judge. Rania Haddad, PA 497 on behalf of plaintiffs.
Okay. How do you spell your first name?
RANIA.
Just like I thought. Okay. And then what's your name, ma'am?
I'm the authorized representative for Tracy Moor, one of the occupants.
Tracy Moor, occupant. Were you formerly known as Tracy Moor?
Well,
Oh boy, we have another authorized representative on deck. These people never learn. They really need to tune into YouTube University so that way they can see that that line of defense never works.
you can say yeah.
Okay. All right. And so we're here today. This is a landlord-tenant case. And so it was filed by the HP foreclosure to terminate the tenancy. And it looks back on September 18th, we had a snafu. The plaintiff's counsel was present and he left to handle another case at 3:10 p.m. He left to pick up his child and did not reappear by 4:07. The defendant appeared, and so the court called the plaintiff, which we don't have to do, but we tried to, and there was no answer. We left a message, so I had nothing to do but dismiss the case because the plaintiff wasn't here. So we prepared the order and dismissed the case. So now, of course, the plaintiff has filed a motion to reinstate the case. Mr. Callahan in the motion says he had emergency something. And he didn't appear to a scheduling problem. He assumed that a new hearing date would be scheduled. Well, we didn't know he had an emergency. We just know he just left. We didn't know what happened to him. But we did try to call, so it's not the court's fault. All right, so go ahead and make your argument.
Yes, Judge. That is correct. It was actually, I filed that motion to reinstate the case. Attorney Callahan did have an emergency, and he usually doesn't pick up his kid on that particular day, but he had an emergency call from his wife. I was at downtown in the 36th District Court on the record.
But see, had he said something,
I understand your
he never said anything.
I understand, Your Honor. Here we are trying to remedy that. So, pursuant to the 2.6, pursuant to 2.612C1A, we're requesting the court to reinstate this case and for us to move forward with it as it would have proceeded if it were dismissed and.
Okay. Let's look at the rule that you just cited. 2.612.
Look at the authorized representative taking notes. It's not going to help you.
What portion of that, because it's for relief from judgment or order, and that says mistake, surprise, excusable neglect, newly discovered evidence, fraud, void judgment, judgment satisfied, other reasons justifying relief.
This would, in my opinion, are fall under excusable neglect. Again, we're here to try to remedy the situation. There was a family emergency. I tried to be able to log on to Zoom on time. However, I was unsuccessful. Jersey District Court, I don't know if you're probably familiar with.
Well, I'm familiar. There's a lot going on down
There's
there.
a lot going on. I was stuck on the record until got into the time to judge the case for them. So we're just requesting. I take full accountability. We are officers take full accountability. We don't expect the court to to go above and beyond, which
we did.
We did. We appreciate that. That should go without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. We do appreciate that, Your Honor. So we are at the mercy of the court, and we are just asking for this case to be reinstated.
Okay, let's ask, Ms. formerly known as Moore, occupant. You've heard the motion. Would you like to respond?
Sure. I would like to ask automatically for a stay. Number one, regarding my situation.
Well, wait, we're not there.
Oh,
That's not before the court. You have to file a motion for that.
oh, okay.
So whatever you're asking-
I'm embarrassed that I'm-
Typically, whenever you're asking the court to take some action on your case, you have to file a motion requesting that court take the action and serve a copy of your motion on the other side.
Okay,
Once you do all of that, and you have to file a proof of service showing when you served it, which is just a document that says I served them with these documents, whatever the documents are, on such and such a date, and how you did it, whether you did it personally, you gave it to them, or you sent it by mail by putting it in the first class mailbox.
okay,
But you have to do that so we know they got notice, and you have to send them a notice of the hearing date for
Okay.
your motion, which is what they did on this motion. So right now, we only have their motion before us.
oh,
Got it?
I got it.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, what I don't understand is why doesn't this authorized representative hire an attorney? Ma'am, you are facing eviction and you clearly don't know the court rules. So why are you trying to represent yourself in such an important case? You could possibly become homeless behind this. Like, what in the doohickey is wrong with you, ma'am?
So their motion is to set aside, the case was dismissed because I remember it very well, because I remember he was here, that's why I always make detailed notes. And then I remember you were here, when you got here, because you weren't here exactly when he left, but then you got here. And so then by the time we called it, which was maybe within the hour after he left, he was gone. We didn't have an explanation that he had an emergency, because I try to be reasonable with these things. If you have an emergency, I give you an adjournment. If they have an emergency, I typically would give them an adjournment. But because we didn't have a clue where he went, what happened to him, we tried to call him. He didn't answer. I was left with nothing but a hearing with only one side. And so since the plaintiff didn't come to that hearing, or they left, I just dismissed the case. So now they're seeking to reinstate the case, saying, well, here's the reason what happened. He had an emergency. Can you set it aside and just let us go back to where we were, which was like it was last time, which was a hearing date where we decide if we're gonna set the case for trial or what. Otherwise, apparently, if I said no, they would have to refile the case. There's nothing stopping them from refiling the case. It would just start all over again. So that's really how it works procedurally, and that's what they're asking for. So my question to you is, did you want to respond
Responding to her motion.
to reinstate it?
I guess we can go to trial, because I'm willing to fight for my place, but I will, file a motion. But I'm going through, and I told her I put some more documents on the record today. And I wanted to make sure that those were included also in the record and on the record. I also wanted to make sure that your oath of office was on record, because I wanted to add the Constitution to help me regarding this. Because what I'm going
Well, apparently not. Are you a sovereign citizen?
No.
Because what does my oath of office have to do with anything for this case and the Constitution?
Well, it says, I do solemnly swear, well, you swore that you would support the Constitution of the United States.
So if you don't have that, what is your point?
Your Honor, this lady most definitely is a sovereign citizen, and she has no point. She has no line of defense, so she is just grasping at straws at this point.
Well, my point of
Because nobody has that.
Well, what do you mean?
Nobody, typically litigants don't have judges' oaths of office and
Well-
things of that nature. So what are you trying to say? If you don't have my oath of office, what then?
No, I had it,
Okay,
yeah,
so,
that's what I put on the record today.
okay.
It was, little.
So I'm not
late.
sure what my oath has to do with the case. That's what I'm trying to understand.
Because regarding my situation, it's fraud.
Your Honor, we
going
haven't
through a
even addressed the
mortgage.
issue with the motion, and we haven't even, she's not even addressing the issue with the motion.
Yeah, I
to-
didn't address the motion.
To reinstate, I think.
The
we're
motion is
veering
to
off.
reinstate the case to go to trial.
Okay, sure.
You idiot. Why would you agree to reinstate the case? You were supposed to say you want this case dismissed. These people are just idiotic. I can't believe that she is trying to represent herself with such an important case and then agrees to reinstate the case. This lady, she needs help.
Your Honor, we
going
haven't
through a
even addressed the
mortgage.
issue with the motion, and we haven't even, she's not even addressing the issue with the motion.
Yeah, I
to-
didn't address the motion.
To reinstate, I think.
The
we're
motion
veering
is to
off.
reinstate the case to go to trial.
Okay, sure,
Okay.
sure.
That way, we'll just grant the motion. How about that? We'll set aside the dismissal. You have an order? Did you prepare an order?
I believe, do we not, it was not attached to,
Let's see, I'll look. Motion to reinstate a case.
I might have to just adjust that
I
order.
see an order.
Should, it should.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, here's one.
Yeah, I would just have to cross off the number 2, Your Honor, for our, the relief being sought.
This authorized representative doesn't even realize that she just screwed herself.
What were you looking for, the judgment? I understand that part, she's here. So it just says case is reinstated.
Thank you, Judge. And will this be just set for a hearing date, another hearing date?
Okay, yeah, that's what we can do. She can do whatever she needs to. It's a termination of tenancy. You say you wish to do something, yourself too.
So, Your
Not
Honor,
sure
if I
what.
may, I'm sorry, I would just like to know for the record, since it was brought up by the defendant, claiming that she put something on the record. I asked your court clerk, she graciously made me copies of documents that were in the file. I would just like to indicate that we're never served with anything that the defendant or the occupant files a report, and I would like to just request going forward that procedurally, we would need to be served with any and all documents, because I took a look at the
I
court
just
file.
told her that.
Yeah, I took a look at the court file, and
She
that
has
was
some
my
things in
first
there?
time seeing have all of those documents with the exception of the documents that the court has sent to the hearing notices and so on and so forth, and our own pleadings.
Okay, so you understand that now, that anytime you file something with us, you have to do the proof of service and send a copy of whatever you file with us to the other side, the people, the lawyers on the other side.
Now, she did just get a copy of what I put in today, and then I had, told her about what, the previous one.
Okay, well, that's good if you gave her a copy.
She gave me,
Yeah, I did.
she gave, the pages that she gave me were, to be honest with you, Your Honor, I'll be, the oath of
I mean,
office and.
I gave her a copy of what I
Oath
put
of
on the
office
record.
and I don't know, some type of alleged exemption from paying, and this looks like a bunch of sovereign citizen documentation,
No.
nothing has any legal validity here, so we will be filing a J2 motion.
Okay. All right, so let's set it for,
The judge and the prosecutor have clearly made the correct determination that they are dealing with a sovereign citizen.
hearing date, and if you can get your motions in before the hearing date, great.
It's available November 13th at 2 p.m.
That's not gonna give them a lot of time to file a motion.
Okay.
Actually, Your Honor,
Can you?
yes,
It's 3 weeks.
yes,
1, 2,
yes, we could
3.
file a motion within that time.
Okay, so then November 13th, both sides, if you have motions, get them filed. And you'll have to call my assistant, which means you gotta give them a hearing date before November 13th on their motion.
Oh, before the 13th? Oh, no. Can we change the date then? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying, didn't think you'd ever know.
Yeah, no, I apologize. Sorry, court's not available until November 27th.
Okay. So, and then if they file a motion in between, you can get them in before the 27th.
Yes.
What time?
November 27th at 2 p.m.
What day is November 27th?
Monday? All right, so you're all set for today, and here's the order of this one.
This authorized representative is clearly going to wind up getting evicted.